The irony of next door. Detective Alistair Finch meticulously polished his badge, the gold glinting under the harsh kitchen light. He lived for the thrill of the chase, the intellectual chess match against the city's criminal underbelly. Every morning, he'd tie his tie with military precision, the crisp not a testament to the order he sought to impose. His apartment, Unit 4B, was a bastion of neatness, reflecting his disciplined mind. Across the thin wall, in Unit 4A, Elias Thorne hummed a tuneless melody as he packed a slim, custom-made lock-picking kit into a nondescript duffel bag. Elias was an artist, his canvas the city's most impenetrable safes. He saw himself not as a thief, but as a liberator of forgotten treasures, a phantom who slipped through cracks others couldn't even perceive. His apartment was a controlled chaos of tools, schematics, and an impressive collection of vintage watches. They shared a wall, a building, a city, and a peculiar fate. Alistair's day began with a call about a high-profile art gallery heist. "The Nightshade Gallery," his captain barked. "Clean job. No forced entry. Looks like our ghost again." Alistair felt a familiar surge of adrenaline. This ghost, the elusive phantom thief, was his white whale. The Nightshade job, involving a priceless sapphire necklace, had all the hallmarks: precision, speed, and not a single fingerprint. That same morning, Elias stretched luxuriously, the lingering scent of old money and adventure still clinging to him. The Nightshade Gallery had been a true test of skill, the security system a symphony of alarms and pressure plates that he had danced around with practiced ease. The sapphire, now nestled in a velvet pouch, felt surprisingly light in his palm. He had returned just before dawn, slipping past the dozing security guard downstairs, who coincidentally always waved at Alistair on his way out. Their first near-miss that day came at the crime scene itself. Alistair, brow furrowed, examined the intricate lock of the gallery's main vault. "Masterful," he muttered, impressed despite himself. No signs of tampering. As he knelt, his elbow brushed against a loose floorboard. Unbeknownst to him, just hours earlier, Elias had pressed his ear to that very board, listening to the almost imperceptible click of tumblers. Elias, disguised as a freelance cleaner, had walked out the back entrance while Alistair was still circling the block, looking for parking. They had passed within feet of each other, two figures moving with purpose, their paths converging and diverging like lines on a complex map. Weeks turned into months. The ghost continued his elusive reign, leaving a trail of baffled law enforcement and a string of perfectly executed, non-violent robberies. Alistair grew more obsessed, spending late nights poring over case files, fueled by stale coffee and a burning desire to catch his quarry. He'd often hear faint sounds through the wall, the clinking of metal, the soft scratching that might have been a tool being sharpened, or just Elias tinkering with an old clock. He never gave it a second thought. Elias, on the other hand, found a perverse thrill in the challenge Alistair presented. He followed the news, reading Alistair's stern pronouncements, admiring the detective's tenacity even as he reveled in outsmarting him. One evening, after successfully navigating the laser grid of a diamond merchant's vault, Elias came home to find Alistair struggling with a stubborn deadbolt on his own apartment door. "Having trouble, detective?" Elias asked, a polite, almost neighborless smile on his face. He was dressed in a casual hoodie and jeans, looking like any other young professional. Alistair grunted, frustrated. "Damn thing keeps jamming. Maintenance is useless." "Here, let me take a look," Elias offered, suppressing a smirk. In less than 30 seconds, his nimble fingers worked the old lock, a silent, almost imperceptible click announcing its surrender. "There you go. Just needed a little jiggle." "Thanks, neighbor," Alistair said, genuinely grateful. "You're a lifesaver." He walked inside, unaware that the man who had just picked his lock was the same man he had been hunting for months. The irony reached its peak during the infamous midnight heist at the National Bank. The ghost was targeting the historical coin collection. Alistair led the tactical unit, barking orders, his heart pounding with the anticipation of finally cornering his elusive foe. They breached the bank, sweeping through the darkened halls. Elias, meanwhile, was already inside, having bypassed the vault's supposedly impenetrable biometric scanner using a cunningly crafted synthetic skin print. He was calmly bagging rare coins when the first alarms blared, signaling the police presence. Alistair's team was on the floor above, clearing offices. Elias heard their heavy footsteps, their muffled shouts. He knew he had minutes. He slipped into a ventilation shaft, navigating the dusty, narrow passages. Alistair, having cleared the upper floors, descended to the vault level, frustration mounting. "He's good," Alistair conceded to his team, "but he can't disappear into thin air." Just as Alistair's boot hit the polished marble floor of the vault, Elias, emerging from a different vent shaft on the opposite side of the bank, slid silently out a back door into the alleyway. He sprinted, his duffel bag thumping against his side. As he rounded the corner, he saw the flashing blue and red lights of Alistair's unmarked police cruiser, parked hastily by the curb. Alistair himself was still inside, shouting into his radio. Elias ducked into a shadow, waiting for the path to clear. Alistair emerged minutes later, a defeated sigh escaping him. He tossed his keys onto the passenger seat, oblivious to the figure just 20 feet away, blending perfectly with the night. They were always at the same scene, separated by mere moments, walls, or shadows, yet never truly seeing each other. Back in their building, late that night, Alistair slumped onto his couch, the case files spread around him like fallen leaves. He had another long night ahead. Through the wall, he heard a faint clinking sound, followed by a soft, celebratory whistle. Elias, in his own apartment, was meticulously cataloguing the antique coins, a rare smile playing on his lips. Another successful liberation. They lived parallel lives, a wall their only shared secret, each chasing the other without ever knowing how truly close they were. The irony was a silent, persistent hum in the shared air of their building, a testament to the masks people wear, and the secrets that live unknowingly right next door.